tutorial on how to assemble one of these portable workstations. As you see right here, there are three bags that make up the whole portable workstation. Two of them are identical, and they consist of what you see here is what would be considered a single stand. So you see two base supports, these two almost what looks like 2x4s, and then two stands that go into the upright pole within those bases. And then you see a connector here that will connect these two poles overwards. And then those little tiny poles are actually just kind of additional supports on the sides of it, which you will see. So you see this one here, and then on the other side is the identical set. In the middle, what you see is actually the components that pretty much make up the actual professional workstation. Again, the parts that combine the two stands once you combine them all together. So you see here what also look like 2x4s. Those will connect the 2x4s here with the 2x4s over here, so to speak. Those kind of just overlap them and connect them. And additionally, these are the poles here that connect this stand to this stand. Additionally, here are the tools and screws and nuts and stuff that come with the system. These little guys here are used to connect these connectors, these 2x4s, to the actual base support, and we'll go through it in a minute. And then additionally, these are used to connect the professional workstation to the actual stands themselves. And then standard tools that you need is a monkey wrench, pliers, screwdriver, and two little Allen wrenches. You might not have the screwdriver and you might not need it. And in addition, these little nuts with these wing nuts here are used to connect the little cross-sectional kind of poles. These mini poles here that help support each stand. We'll show you more details. We're going to put together a single stand real quick. Again, what you're going to see here is you're going to see two supports, a stand, a pole that stands upright, and then basically the piece that connects both stands upright. So simply all you need to do here is take this stand. You want to make sure this is going to be the outside part of the whole system. So you want to make sure all of this faces this on the outside. One of the things you want to basically do is just screw these out a little bit so it gives it room to actually connect inside this hole. You may need to shimmy a little bit so it goes all the way in. And all you have to do here is screw until you can't tighten anymore. Okay. And then you simply do, you may want to put this down by the way it might fall over. And just simply do that on the other side. Okay, you want to keep these about 6 feet apart. Again, keep unwinding until it finally snaps in, and then retighten. And then finally, this piece here connects the two together. Now, what's really important is you want this piece here to be facing inward because we're going to put the other stand on the other side and connect them. So this is the outside of the portable workstation. This will be the inside. You want this part here to be facing this way. So then here you simply, additionally make sure these screws are out all the way so it'll fit in. And then until you don't see the red anymore, once this goes in all the way, you know you've gone as far as possible. Screw in. And additionally, same thing here. Now additionally, when you see how this is kind of moving left to right because it's still all loosened, so you want to make sure you kind of eye it up and make sure it's all pretty much straight. You start screwing in here, and then be sure to screw in here just to get that. Now one last thing, when you want to raise it, you do actually have to loosen these, both of them, like so. And you'll actually be able to raise and tighten. So what you want to do, once this is all tightened here, you want to loosen these, and then you'll be able to actually raise it to whatever height you want to raise it to. You want to make sure the numbers match on each side. So like right here, we're going to put it at 9. Try and keep it flat, and then you can start to tighten this. Make sure you tighten this really tight. And then do so on the other side. Now, as I connected this earlier, now I've also connected the second stand. Now it's just what we're showing here is, see right now they're just 2 separate stands. If I just kind of move them around like this. This little piece here, what you have to do is just line it up. As you can see, this is a hollow piece that simply will go over. You just simply put it down, and then these little screws, these little look like little wheels with the axle. These come off, and you simply just put them through the hole, make sure the holes fit. You may have to move it around a little bit. They should, and then you start connecting. There should be 8 in total here. You simply screw them on the other side here, and you're good to go. So you can do that for both sides. So the next thing we're just going to do here is take these little poles here, and they're going to help with stability for the actual overall professional workstation. What you'll see is from the screws and nuts over there is you're going to see this little screw here with this little wing nut. Okay, if you can see them. What you'll additionally need is this little Allen wrench, and all you do is take this pole. You'll see the hole down here. This hole goes into the bottom, but first you want to stick it into this hole here. If this is what you need the Allen wrench for, is if it's too tight, you'll just simply unscrew it a little bit so it fits, and then once it's in there, then you can tighten it slightly. Then here at the bottom, you'll be able to line up the hole. You may actually have to keep this a little bit loose until this is lined up, probably because you may need to shimmy it a little bit to get it in the right spot. Once you do, stick the screw right through, and then put the wing nut on, and you're all set. And again, if you keep this loose up here, once you're done, if this is still loose because you had to move over here, then you just obviously tighten this a little bit, and you're good. So you want to do this for all 4 sides. There's 4. They should be tight, but if they're not, they keep this thing in here, so they're fairly important. If they're not, obviously you just want to give it a nice little tighten. Just check them. These screws here should come assembled as well, so they shouldn't be loose. If they are, you've got a wrench that you can try and tighten with, and an Allen wrench, but they should be good to go. Next step is actually assembling the kind of actual professional workstation part, the sliding suspension system. And there are 4 parts to this mainly. There's these 2 poles, which you'll see will, when we're set up, will connect these parts right here, as you can see. And what you want to make sure is you see this flat part on the circle, that part will go down. Okay, so you want this groove part here to be facing down always. But at any rate, what you want to do is obviously pass this through these holes here. And you may want to have somebody help you with this. It could require 2 people. So once that's in there, you've got 1 pole in there, and you want to, again, grooves down, and you want to try and keep it somewhat symmetrical. Now this is the tough part. In your bag, you'll see these little cylinders, and you're wondering where these go. On the part that's supposed to be the brake section of the professional workstation, the sliding suspension system, these, as you can see, this one is already in that hole, and it was taped on, but they've kind of come off, and so you're going to have to manually almost hold them while you pass the next pole through. Additionally, what you want to do is make sure that this rope is actually pushed down, is pulled down and locked into place. So it's hard to show right now, but this rope, you want it to be engaged with the cleat. So the actual bar is pushed down here, and so this is lifted, so it gives you free access, and so basically the brake is not on. So what you want to do now is you want to pass this through both ends. Again, remember, move down, pass it through. Now you want, again, I almost forgot to do it. You want to make sure that this pole is in there. And again, this is probably the most difficult part. And it may take a little bit of shimmying, but you see this passed through fairly easily. If you're having trouble, look at my right hand here, push down on this to maybe give you a little bit more leeway because this brake is almost coming off. You're almost taking the brake off, but since it's down, it should be fine. And then again, you just want to pass it through here. Manually play with this to make sure it slides through, and actually it slid through fairly easily. Now once we have both of them in, before you lift this, you want to unlock it. So now what it's doing is holding them in place. So when you do lift it, it doesn't slide off or anything like that. So now we're going to be ready to be putting this up on the actual connecting two strands. Now we're going to put the actual sliding suspension system up on the two bars here. For this, you're going to need the monkey wrench that you have, and it already has the actual proper clip on it. And you're going to want these screws here with these nuts and the larger Allen wrench. You want these three tools and screws are what you're going to need to put this up. So again, you're going to put this to the side, and you're going to want two people to do this, and it's a little tricky. So when we lift this up, Brad, you get that one side here, right? What we want to do is actually load it this way first. You want to get it onto the platform so it can stick like this, right? And slide it along right about here, and then you want to actually rotate it up like this and keep sliding it along the system until both sides are all on. So you need two people here. Okay. Grooves down, remember that. And so now what you want is somebody to secure the one side. And then what you do is take these little guys, take the nut off, obviously, and take this and put it through from the top. And honestly, make sure it goes all the way through the pole, and then all the way through under the black bar here, if you can see it sticking out. What I would suggest doing is securing a couple of these first, manually, so then you can all get around. So we've got one here, and then what I'd probably do is go on this side as well, while Brad holds the other side, and just secure a couple of these. Then you may have to shimmy it a little bit until you find the hole. Good. Screw them in like this. And then Brad will do the other side, but while we're here, I'll just show you then how to tighten them. So you got your monkey wrench, you got your Allen wrench. Allen wrench simply goes on top like this. You can hold it, or sometimes I keep it there. Make sure the monkey wrench is set. It goes in here, and then you'll be able to tighten like so. Should go fairly easy. If this is being held down, you just rotate until it's tight. You'll see that it's tightened here, and then you can move on to the next one. It's as simple as that. This is just kind of a quick tutorial on how to pack these bags. So now we're just actually going to take what you see is one of the single stands and show you how to pack it. So basically, you take both of these base supports, turn them on their side like this. Make sure you have one layer of this foam to be in the bag up on the bottom. Put the one on the side like this, and then take the other one side, like so they're both back facing. And then what you do is add one layer of foam wrapping. And then take these stands and have all of these parts facing up. So you want to put these on the outside of the bag, not the side of the two bases that just put them on the end. This helps these are up so they don't get crushed. So the same thing here. This one on the outside, facing up. And finally this top piece here. And actually again, you want to just be sure to actually screw these back in a little bit further, so they don't stick out as far and have a greater chance of breaking. So again, this go down, and then these parts are facing up, and then put the vinyl wrapping on. Oh, sorry. These two little poles here, you're going to stick them on the end. Lift it up, and you're good to go. As I mentioned, there's 3 bags total. 2 are for identical single stands, which we showed you how to pack one of them. This is now the bag that's going to house all the connector units. And again, so what we would simply do is to also utilize space and to also reduce the amount of potential damage on these little hollow connectors, we actually put the poles inside of them like this, and then just stick them inside the bag, parallel. This, and actually we want them spaced apart a little bit. Trying to keep it as symmetrical, trying to keep the bag as symmetrical as possible. Then the traverses, and in this event, whether this is in the bag with the tools and everything else, sometimes they run loose or not. The traverses you want to stand upright like this, and if this is loose, just try to stick it in there close to it. You take both traverses and put them side by side, like so. And then additionally, if there is a bag to utilize, we've got also, you want to try and pack this as much as possible. You want to separate the metal on metal. So use this packing that just packages the elements separately. So right now I'm just packing the crossbars separate from the traverses. So, and one on top like this. Additionally, if you have any additional loose items like trainers or bungee cords or anything which we do put in here, this is the bag that you would typically do because this is a lighter bag than the other. And additionally here, we have all of our tools which we primarily put in here as well. And we're all set to go. All of them are symmetrical, all of them are packed to reduce wear and tear and damage.